go. These are the canoptic jars made in ancient Egypt. These were made around 1539 to 1292 BCE, which is in the New Kingdom. These were used to store these organs, and they thought they were necessary to have the organs so they could be whole again in the afterlife. Each one of these jars is a son of the god Horus, and each jar stores a specific organ. One of them is for the stomach, one of them is for the intestines, one for the liver, and one for the heart. This is an axe found in the Congo region in Africa. It was made in the late 19th century, and it was made out of wood, iron, and copper. It is used as a form of status and as currency. Rulers would store this to use for future uses of trade. The iron, they said, is masculine, and the copper is feminine, and together they had powers. They had protective powers and powers of beauty, and the two faces on the axe symbolize the maker's great skill. This is a trumpet that was found in the Central African zone in Zaire. This was part of many side-blown instruments. This was made out of ivory, which is elephant tusk. This was used for kings, princes, and other notable people. In the 17th century, they said these were only going to be used for important things such as great feasts and important negotiations. When you look at this, you can really see the time and the skill that the maker had to create such a beautiful instrument. This is a statue of the Sphinx. It's made out of red granite. It was originally carved in the Middle Kingdom from 1938 to 1759 BCE, and it was recarved during the reign of King Ramses II from 1279 to 1213 BCE. And this was found in Memphis, Egypt, near the Temple of Ptah. The Sphinx is an iconic symbol in ancient Egypt. It's the head of a man on the body of a lion, and so it has the intelligence of a man, but the stunning physical power of a lion. And unlike the Greek Sphinx, which is evil, the Egyptian Sphinx symbolizes protection and intelligence.
The two horses that we have here in the collection. What some people might not realize is that these are probably the most important objects in the whole Chinese collection here at the Penn Museum, because they're actually from in front of the mausoleum of the first emperor of the Tang Dynasty. And so even when some Chinese officials have visited Philadelphia, they've actually come to spend time in the museum with these two objects. They're two of a collection of 6 that were owned here in Philadelphia rather than in the original location in China. We see the actual emperor of the Tang Dynasty with his favorite horse, so the horse over there. So the first emperor of the Tang Dynasty was known for his conquests, and the expansion of China actually reached its apex under him in the Tang Dynasty. And even today, what we consider China today is not quite the size that China was under his rule.
This is a mummy of a Greco-Roman child that was found in Egypt. As you can see, the head and face of this child have been perfectly preserved through Egypt's expert process of mummification. On the child's coffin, there's been several protective paintings painted on it to keep him safe in the afterlife. One of the largest is the goddess Nut, painted on the bottom of his coffin. He was also buried with 2 toys, a wheeled horse and a little duck. It is typical for children to be buried with their toys because Egyptians were typically buried with their belongings. This is a doorway found near the Egyptian city of Memphis, and it was near the palace of Merenta. This was made in the 19th dynasty, which was the reign of Merenta, and it is made out of limestone. Carved on the doorway are the king's 4 names, and on each of the doorways it links Merenta and the sun god. glowing sun was lined with gold, and on the left side of the doorway there are indents left for an actual door. Overall, I had a great time at the Penn Museum Archaeology and Anthropology. It was really cool to see all of the artifacts and the amount of artifacts they had and how big the artifacts were. It was cool to walk around the museum and see the amount of artifacts they had from each area of the world and just how old they were. I totally recommend going to this museum for anyone. Even if you're not doing a project, it's really cool to see all these artifacts because you're really looking at history, and there's just so much history at that museum. So I really recommend it for anyone.